Văn xin kính chào quý vị. Thưa quý vị, Việt Nam là thành viên của TPP, tức là Hiệp định Hợp tác Kinh tế Xuyên Thái Bình Dương. Là thành viên của nhóm 12 nước này thì Việt Nam sẽ phải có một số nghĩa vụ cũng như một số trách nhiệm. Và đó là nghĩa vụ và trách nhiệm gì? Hôm nay chúng tôi xin trao đổi chủ đề này với dân biểu Chris Hayes, dân biểu liên bang khu vực Fowler, New South Wales. Và thưa quý vị, good afternoon, Chris. So Vietnam is a member of the TPP grouping, and being a member of an international trade bloc, you should have responsibilities and privileges to go together. So we believe that you are holding a seminar at Western Sydney University on the 6th of April on TPP and human rights in Vietnam. So what are your main discussion points?
Well, the open forum is going to be about talking about the responsibilities that go with along with free trade.
Yeah.
It would be very easy to take the view that free trade is just a way of trade liberalisation between two countries, or in this case 12 countries in terms of the TPP. But the TPP actually mentions other things other than just trade. It mentions things such as free trade unions. People have the choice to be able to join a union of their choice. It means that countries can, or people can have guaranteed bargaining rights as employees, so for collective bargaining. It also ensures that people are not discriminated in their employment. A whole series of things that go to the issue of discrimination in the workplace.
Yes.
And these are things that I think are important. Workplace arrangements are important for human rights.
Yes.
And I just think when we have the opportunity in trade agreements to have these clauses there, we should be taking a very active role to make sure that it's not, in terms of Vietnam, a case of what they did in 1982 and sign the International Convention of Civil and Political Rights, but sign and forget. This must be an exercise where if they undertake to honour these labour protection provisions, that we as an international community ensure that they are enforced.
Yes. Now that is about labour rights. Does TPP raise serious human rights concerns, especially with, besides the labor rights, people are talking about obligations.
Yes.
You have to reform, you have to open up your society in terms of intellectual property, freedom of expression, other human rights. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And these are things that for some time I've been talking to SBTN about issues where we are concerned that Vietnam, despite the fact that it has opened its economy, that it has, in terms of the Southeast Asia, the most political prisoners of any other country. So there are issues for us in terms of our relationship with Vietnam, which revolve around the application and the honour and respecting of human rights. So I just think where we are committed to engaging with a country such as Vietnam as equals in a trading agreement, which Vietnam will benefit from.
Right.
Where they're going to be the beneficiary of that agreement, we think that they should honour those other obligations that are also included in the agreement, such as those that relate to human rights.
Yeah, thank you very much. Not just Vietnam, but a number of other countries in Southeast Asia,
yes,
say Malaysia, Cambodia, have a poor labor rights. So do you think in this light, in this TPP light, those countries, and Vietnam included, have to reform their laws and have to pass new legislation to protect the workers' rights and the right to unions and free bargaining?
Yeah, well, part of the conditions is that all member countries pass laws which are consistent with the provisions of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. One thing to have laws, the other thing to make sure those laws are enforced. So what I would be looking for in terms of this arrangement is that there be independent monitoring to make sure that companies or countries comply with their international obligations, not only set laws to satisfy that they are doing what's required in terms of the TPP, but they are enforcing those laws.
Right.
And I think that's very important because, as you know, in Vietnam at the moment, all the unions are government controlled. They all come under the same Communist Party. Where people have tried to set up independent bargaining, we saw what happened to Miss Do Thi Minh Hung. She was arrested for 4 years for assisting workers at the Mai Phong shoe factory.
Right.
Now, under the TPP, that would have been an illegal action.
Yes.
So I think we do need to actually be vigilant. We need independent monitoring. And as an international community and signatories to that agreement, we must be prepared to take action where breaches occur.
Would you campaign Australian government to be vigilant, to be watchful about developments in terms of labour rights in Vietnam in the future?
Absolutely. I would encourage not only the Australian government, but every government that's a signatory to the Trans-Pacific Partnership to take seriously their responsibilities. And part of the responsibilities is making sure each of your other member countries comply with their obligations. And that falls pretty heavily on the United States as well.
Thank you very much. That's a very fair point. Thank you, Chris Hayes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.